This is a heart truth training through love. This is my quantum shift 3D through 5D and beyond heart truth brain retraining using love to shift resistance. Step 1. L in love. Listen to what is being sent. Allow and become aware of what your body is mirroring to you through your conscious or subconscious energies. Bring your attention to the feeling or emotion, the story or narrative you are presencing with, and acknowledge it. And I am in this moment. In recognition of what I am experiencing allegiance with that does not feel like my true self. So I am doing fear. I am doing fear to life through the sensation of the tightness in my throat, through the thoughts of panic that arise, the thoughts of anxiousness that arise when this comes up. And I gesture with my hands on my heart. Shift, shift, shift. Sometimes I just say shift in love, shift in love, shift in love. As if telling yourself or myself to shift being in allegiance with this lie that does not feel good to my heart's truth, the wholeness of who I am. Step 2. O from love. I offer and I orient new patterns. First, my breathing pattern, and second, a new orienting pattern. So I consciously find where this uncomfortableness is stored in my body. And in this case, it's in my throat. And I fold my hands over the area of the body or my heart and breathe a focused breath in the area while validating the experience through contracting the area. I'll continue to breathe in and out in a heart math meditation style. I breathe in and out. I breathe in and out. While I validate the sensation in my throat. I breathe in and out a mantra that feels good to my body, that feels good to my heart's truth. I am okay. I trust this. My body is always looking out for me. This is just an old memory structure that my body is still working on, and it's getting better and better every single day. Now I orient my attention outwards, and I focus my attention on an object as I continue to breathe. And then I bring my awareness back into the body as I somatically presence with the present moment. That means I feel the body in the present moment. I feel me sitting. I feel my bottom holding me up. I feel the chair, the seat that I'm on holding me up. I feel my feet grounded on the ground. And I feel the earth underneath me. Step 3, V. Visualize your true self values. What is your heart retraining for? What are your adjectives to live by? In step 3, the first step is to ground my body. So you ground your body in whichever way feels comfortable for you. And this is what works for me. I imagine this golden ball of light as white as my auric field, swooping up through the top of my head, so bright, so white, swooping through the part of my head, calming down every part of me that needs to be calm, going into my crown chakra, my pineal gland, my hypothalamus, rearranging everything to the DNA level to function as balanced and harmony as I am meant to function with my body. Going down my face, my throat, opening the space in my throat, relaxing the area, trusting, going down to my shoulders, my arms, my heart. And when it's in my heart, it starts to open up the love, the spirit of unconditional love, my soul's love. And then it goes down through every single part of my body, down to every DNA part of me, every cell, every muscle tissue. Nothing is left untouched. And it shoots down to the middle of the earth's heartbeat, Mother Nature. And it takes everything and it washes and it cleanses this energy. It transforms it and transmutes it to that of love, and it shoots right back up into my heart, grounding me from the bottom. From the heart, it shoots up the top of my head, grounding me from the top to central source. Infinite intelligence, the limitless part of me, the unified field where all possibilities exist. And through this coherence pattern, I am able to reach new dimensions. As we started in a 3D world, we went down and grounded, up and grounded. We went through the 4D world to the 5D world and beyond, where anything is possible. And it feels infinite to be in this unified field, trusting, I trust this. I am innately okay. Once you feel comfortable with grounding your body, the second part is to visualize. Here you move from the protective self to your true authentic self, limitless, remembering your original trigger, the throat tightness sensation, the fear. Asking yourself now, what would you like to feel instead of this? What would I like to feel? I would like to feel that I am here now with you. My adult main personality knows how to stay calm in all situations and capable. I am living life regardless of how I feel, because I trust this. And I trust that I am inherently okay and I am safe. So I am, with my adult main personality, my infinite limitless self, living life inherently okay because I trust this. Whom would you be without this fear or limitations? I would be living my values. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? I would go to town anytime I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. Now picture this aspect of you, this limitless self. What do you look like? I look happy. How do you walk? I walk confidently with my head held up, and I behave confidently in my truth. I move with ease and joy in this world. And I feel good. And the third part is to choose a symbol that represents this aspect of you while picturing this authentic self. So I see this blue butterfly, because the throat is in the shape of a butterfly, and this butterfly is free and open, and it lives authentically, and it lives every day. Now visualize what it would look like to move in the world with this new feeling, past, present, or future. With as much detail, what are you doing? I am in Paula's car, and Paula and I are getting ready to drive downtown to Target. It's going to be Frank's mom's birthday this Sunday, and I really want to get her something special. And I love shopping at Target. So I get in the car and I turn the car on, and I warm it up while Paula gets ready. And as she gets ready, I just focus on my body. I focus on how my body is feeling, and I acknowledge how I'm feeling, and I remind my body that I am innately okay. And it's okay to be anxious because I'm just emerging back into the world. It's okay. So what does it look like? This looks like me driving, feeling confident, driving through the stoplights, driving through the park, seeing the people, seeing all the vehicles, seeing the stores, the buildings, the grass. And me and Paula get to Target. We get off and we start to look around, and I notice Target is very bright and vibrant. I love that about big stores because they're so lit up. And Paula says, "What are you going to do, Mom? Where are you going to look?" I go, "Well, I'm going to go look at the petite clothes because I want to get Frank's mom an outfit. I want to get her something nice." And I go around looking, and Paula and I are talking to each other and looking at each other, and I say, "Do you like these pants? And do you think she would like these pants?" And I'm like, "Well, let me look on Facebook. Let me see what kind of clothes she wears." So I go to Frank's Facebook page, and I see that she likes simple wear, casual. So I go about my hunt, and I find a pair of pants that are casual, a perfect pair of pants. And they're blue jeans, and they're smooth and soft, and they even stretch. So size doesn't have to be an issue. I go around and I find a few shirts, and I get her something that's not too bright and bold, but that she can just wear around her house. Then I go and I find the most beautiful yellow type of poncho vest to put on top. It's a little pricey, but it's so beautiful that I decided it puts the whole outfit together. And then I say, "Okay, Paula, are you done, or do you want to look somewhere else?" And she says, "Well, I'm going to go look at the books." "Okay, I'm going to go give Frank's mom a box to put the gifts in, and maybe put in some candies in there that she likes." So I go and I go through the aisles and I smile at people and they smile at me, and I go and I find the candies that she likes and I put them in the cart, and I find the box and it says love on top, and I get a bag and some tissue paper to wrap everything in, and then I go look for Paula, and she says, okay Mom, I'm done, I just want to look at the shoes. So we look at the shoes, and I notice she really likes a certain pair, and I take off the little plastic things so she can try them on, and she tries them on but decides they're not for her, and that's okay. And she looks at me and she says, no, I don't like those. And I go, okay, you don't have to like those. So we put them back, and I look at her and I go, well, I guess if we're done, let's go pay. So we go to the register and we pay, and we smile, we laugh, we talk, and we go out and put everything in the bag, and I drive home. But before I drive home, Paula needs to go by the bank, so we go by Chase and make a deposit for her, and then we come back home. And I drove all the way, and I just love driving and I took my time as well. So sometimes I get caught up in speeding when I don't pay attention, but now that I'm becoming more and more mindful and I pay attention, it's all good. And I'm happy because I'm able to make this trip to Target and get this gift from my mother-in-law, whom I love so dearly. And it just fills my heart with so much joy to be living this value of getting such a special gift for a special friend. And it fills my heart with joy. And I feel amazing. And step 4E is to elevate your enjoyment with your heart and soul, the whole of who you are, and feel the creation or transformation, feeling as deeply as you can, teaching the body a new chemistry. So body, I see my symbol, this butterfly, this blue butterfly, and it's on top of my head, flying freely in all the space that's available, and the colors are sprinkling off of it, blue glitter coming over my whole body and to my whole being, just swirling from the top of my head through every part of me, all the way down to my toes and all the way back up to my head, just swirling with such beauty, invigorating my senses. And it smells like a blue gumdrop, and it tastes like dark chocolate, Dove's dark chocolate caramels. Those are my favorite. And it's got a sense of wellness in me. And I appreciate this experience. And I tell my heart the truth, and I thank myself. Thank you, Sylvia, for doing this work every single day. Thank you for being there and showing me a new path. We have come so far, and I am so proud of you. And if many people have used brain retraining to heal, then I know you can too. And the fact that you make it your own and you've turned it into a heart, brain, body retraining, it allows me to feel even better. And I stop, and I'm just grateful and thankful, and I stop to see if I notice any resistance to my heart, to my brain training while I did the brain retraining. So at this point, if I notice resistance, I do an attunement for the resistance after my heart brain retraining. So I've decided I'm going to do an attunement. So we'll move on to the attunement to help resolve any resistance you might have felt during your brain retraining practice. Because often resistance has to do with resisting expressing our true self, because parts of us feel afraid that we can't have what we want. So I'm asking permission to connect with the superconscious higher field. So now you can take a moment to see your desired visualization image. The one that you attempted in the brain retraining. See the experience you wanted to have, the values you wanted to be living, the personality, virtue itself. Come in through and imagine this on the right hand side of your body. So I already did it, so I'm not going to do it again. I'm just going to ask my body to see what I wanted, to see that I wanted spacious and freeness, and to feel comfortable and capable in my body. And then on the left hand side, I'm going to bring the resistance that I might have felt or noticed while doing the brain retraining. So what came up for me was that, will this ever completely go away? Will my throat just relax already? And the upsetting thoughts and feelings or the sensations in the body, the thoughts, will this completely go away? The sensation of the tightness in the throat. What was the distraction, or maybe a focus on the fear that my body can't handle doing what you want to do? Just feel the resistance energy in your left hand side. So when I went to Target, I did feel my throat tight, and I just decided I was going to live. It didn't matter. And whether it was there or not, I had a good time at Target. And then I noticed after Target that it was still there when I got in the car and went to the bank for my daughter to deposit, and I noticed it was still there. But I said, I'm gonna live, because this is what I do now. I live regardless of how I feel, regardless of what sensation is there, regardless. I've come so far, I've made so many changes, so I living is the best thing for me. So superconscious higher self, do you see the difference between these two brain states? The desired result on the right and the resistance on the left. Do you see the neurological and energetic pattern of the brain state, superconscious higher self? The purpose of this attunement is to make it easier for my higher self, my adult main personality, the true self, to visualize living true values and living a life they love. So the purpose is to let superconscious higher self know to make it easier. So superconscious higher self, please bring forward any protective parts, memory structure roles, fear-based emotional holding patterns, and the active experience to be seen and understood by the main adult personality. The true self highlight all of these protective pathways and energy patterns for the attunement today. Thank you. Prepare the true self to be able to merge with them, to give them a new updated perspective, to merge the past, the present, and the future. So superconscious higher self, bring forward any memory structures that are resisting this visualization, and prepare all the parts and aspects that are ready to be repatterned today, ready to be treated, and then continue to breathe into the heart, remembering that your true values are the safest and most healing thing for you, for your greatest good. Superconscious higher self, treat and repattern the memory structure that is running the fear that is saying, I'm not okay. I'm afraid I can't have what I want, so I don't want to imagine it. I am not okay, and I'm afraid I can't have what I want, so I don't want to imagine it. Find the part saying that I'm afraid I can't have what I want, and I don't want to imagine it. A pattern to be remodeled and integrated into my true self, now forming a massive change of history around this pattern, updating that part to all possibilities, updating the part to the truth, to the understanding how the body retains its function for choosing. The limbic, bringing in the possibility that my body can do that desired visual practice. Maybe my body can handle what I want. Superconscious higher self, please treat this memory pattern that might be saying my body can't do this, and remember These resistant patterns are just memories. They only know the past. So, superconscious, please teach my true self how to merge with the same scared part, the protective part, and give it a new perspective. Teaching it that was then and this is now. And my body is developing new capacities. It's changing because I'm becoming the dominant brain state. Superconscious, merge the scared part with the adult part, and in the highest and best way for me, and a massive change in history. Thank you. Superconscious, whenever a nervous part is trying to interfere with the creative visualization, please teach the true self how to be the stronger inner voice, the most dominant voice. Please teach the true self how to be the leader, the most dominant brain state. Teach the parts to follow the command of my true self, to teach it to follow what it chooses, right? Remember, our identity follows the strongest voice. The limbic follows the strongest voice. So as you're listening, take a moment to become clear in your dominant personality. What do you choose for life? What do you want to experience from your main adult personality? Become undivided and really go for it. This is how you teach your body to follow your lead, via the certainty. Superconscious higher self, please treat any parts afraid of disappointment. What if we visualize and this doesn't happen? I don't want to feel the grief. Remind these parts from the memory structure that the main adult personality is growing stronger, and I can hold space for grief and joy, good times and messy imperfections of life, as you imagine your adult main personality being able to hold space for these parts. See your hands, your left start to come together towards your right, and your adult main personality true self is growing more dominant. Maybe you're feeling the energy between your hands starting to get warm, starting to feel these corresponding parts, and the true self merging into an undivided inner mind. No more conflict. The adult main personality can handle it and be with it. And this is how the body works best. That's right. The body works best this way. Slowly bringing your hands together. Higher self, please treat the sentence until it is true. I am better off and safer choosing to live my values and being unapologetic, being my authentic true self. I don't need to focus on fixing my body to have a good life anymore. I have higher and better goals instead. So start seeing your bodies come together, touching each other at the fingertips, touching and then slowly bringing your hands towards your heart, touching your heart, your main adult personality, and slowly bringing your hands together towards your heart. Get more clear on what you couldn't merge with your scared memory structures of the past. One whole inner mono personality again. The body runs best when all parts are connected, and there's a healthy adult making decisions for the greater good of the whole superconscious. Bring all restructured and repatterned memory structures into the matrix of the universe down through the body. Thank you so much for this attunement, for the assistance. Disconnecting now.